What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we are back here today with another legendary character review video for you all. In today's video, we're going to go over Shuri and talk about her abilities, her T4 recommendations, her overall ISO 8, and really where she stands in the game right now compared to the other characters. And last but not least, how much is she worth investing in when we compare her to the other legendaries and her overall rating and meta in the game. So with that being said here, to unlock Shuri, you guys, she is actually available. You check the events here in 4 days, so it's gonna be next week. And to unlock her, it's beautiful. She's one of the most accessible legendaries in the game because you can actually utilize a mixture of either the Sinister Six or as well as the Spider-Verse characters, which would include the Spider-Man, Carnage, Venom, Symbiote, as well as Anti-Venom and Scream. So I mean, just a great mixture of characters that you can utilize to unlock her. Very, very accessible. So with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead here and filter this by the legendary characters here, and we can talk about the Shuri I have right now. Got her at 56k with the 4 red, fortunately, and it, because of her skill set and what she brings to the table, I do recommend using Healer ISO 8 just because Healer provides her with that additional healing and active healing for her team. Let's go ahead now and talk about what she brings to a team. Vibrating Gauntlets, pretty standard basic attack. The really biggest thing between this attack and other characters' basic is the fact that she can actually apply heal block for 2 turns. So would I recommend this key for? Generally, I like to look at the upgrades here in terms of how they progressed in the game. And as you can see, going from level 6 to level 7, her damage increases significantly by 50% here, and additionally, the heal block lasts for an additional turn. So if you guys actually use Shuri quite a bit, whether it be raids or Alliance War, definitely this adds immense value, especially when you're trying to take down a character and they cannot heal for 2 turns. So definitely, I would recommend this T4 if you guys utilize Shuri quite a bit. For me, I'm saving my T4s right now, building up for Dark Dimension 3. So that's why I haven't really upgraded needlessly yet. With that being said here, I definitely do recommend that as a T4 if you guys utilize Shuri quite a bit. Her special ability, Instant Upgrade. What does it do? She essentially applies defense up, builds a charge for herself, and this charge actually does apply to herself as well as her Wakandan allies. And as you can see here, when we take a look at T4ing this from level 6 to the level 7, essentially what happens is there's an additional T4 that's gained. Additional energy that's gained for her Wakandan ally. So I mean, it is good, but is it necessary? Because she's already generating 2 already, and then you just add the extra 1. So I'm to be honest with you, I don't know if that 1 extra energy is going to be game changing in a battle. So personally, I wouldn't recommend that special because I think her other abilities are more useful. Next, her ultimate here, Familial Healing. Essentially what it does is she heals her ally, and then additionally, it does also take a percentage of her health. So in this case, it's going to be 15% of her max health. And if that ally is also Wakandan, she actually does remove a negative condition. And then she essentially repeats that over and over. So really, this ability is good overall for any team when she is trying to apply defense up, especially with her being one of the fastest characters in the game, and then she can also heal. But really where the value comes in is the fact that if they're Wakandan, she will also cleanse that negative condition, and she repeats that effect 3 times. So I mean, if you T4 this is 4 times, it's a pretty big deal. So this is an ultimate I would actually recommend T4ing because already it's a strong, powerful ability, but the fact that she basically repeats this healing over and over, and especially you have a lot of negatives on your Wakandan team, it's absolutely immense value. So 100% I would recommend T4ing that just because it's basically repeating your ability. Last but not least, Wakanda Forever is her passive, and essentially what it does is on her turn, she does heal the most injured ally based on the percentage of her health. And additionally, when there is the defense up, which she generates with her special, she's going to gain ability energy for herself. So really, it's a nice synergy for herself. But really where the keynote here is in the raids, when herself or all her Wakandan allies, they gain extra 20% max health, and especially in battle when they're getting damaged below that threshold, she'll also apply deflect to them. So I mean, a very, very strong passive here, especially if you raided with her. it makes her almost kind of like, personally, I have a different team. That's why I haven't upgraded this. But if I didn't have Ebony Maw, definitely 100% I'd be utilizing Shuri here and building her up for raids, just because, you know, not only can she protect the allies with the deflect, but she also will increase the probability of surviving because of the fact that deflect hits, and additionally she has that extra sustained healing. So I just haven't used her in raids. That's why it's not built up, but 100% I'd recommend T4ing her basic, her ultimate, as well as her passive, just based on just the value that she can add, right? She's one of the best healers in the game, and unfortunately she's just not part of my team right now, but definitely adds immense value. So let's talk about where she is right now then in the meta. You know, how is she used in the different modes right now, like especially in campaign, arena, raids, as well as war and dark dimension. So let's start off here. First and foremost, you guys, for my arena team, these are the 5 I'm using right now. I personally don't use her because, as you can see here, I have a mixture already of Ebony Maw with Minerva and Invisible Woman. So I mean, they all kind of just take her place already. Additionally, Shuri adds immense value because of the fact that she actually increases her Wakandan team quite a bit. Without her, she is actually the core and butter of her team. But you're also going to find that you've seen Shuri in other teams. She can be slotted into teams that have Ultron. I've seen her paired with the Mercenary group. So really, she is quite interchangeable, which increases her overall value. So for sure, she can be slotted into many teams. So Arena, I don't see her too often. Campaign. Now, I utilize her as a key piece of going through the Doom Chapter 2 here, especially with Doom Chapter 2. She was part of that AIM team to get through the first 3 initial nodes. So, I mean, like, absolutely huge. So, and then later on, you're going to see that she's going to utilize for Doom Chapter 3 as well, especially when we have to utilize her the Wakandan mixture as the last part of the Chapter 3. So, I'm definitely planning on using her there. And so value there as well. Raids, like I said, I think where she shines is actually in raids. So I think she actually excels immensely in raids, especially with her being one of the most accessible legendaries in the game. Absolutely huge, especially if you don't have a character like Minerva, Ebony Maw, or Invisible Woman. She's a great substitute and be able to slot in and protect her team, provide excellent healing. And last but not least, Dark Dimension. Dark Dimension, I've utilized her in Dark Dimension 2 just to kind of like rerun the second time easier, especially with my initial 5. But I don't actually see her too often in Dark Dimension 3 though. That's the only thing that that kind of holds her back a little bit. Just because of the fact that there's better characters now, and back then, you know, obviously it was when it was more limiting without Ebony Maw, Emma Frost, and so forth. Especially Mr. Sinister and Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost both being global. You know, like it would be ideal. It would be nice to have Shuri, but they can do this. They can do the same thing with Shuri. And honestly, outside of her Wakandan team, it's not great. She adds immense value for a team, but she does lose her overall effectiveness when she's slotted with a non-Wakandan team. So there is a new Black Panther movie coming out in probably a couple of years or so. Maybe she's gonna get a revision to her skill set when that comes out, but I haven't seen too many people bring her to Dark Dimension 3 because she does lose overall value over time, even though I do see what she can bring to the table. So with that being said, you guys, that is essentially an overview of where she is right now in the game and how she's utilized. Definitely campaign and raids, immense value. So with that being said, now let's talk about her overall rating then when we compare to other legendaries. So I've done previous legendary review videos giving Black Bolt a perfect 10 out of 10. I've given Ebony Maw a perfect 10 out of 10 because, like I said, he's just utilized so much in the game now. Pretty much a guaranteed Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4 character, especially with him being a legendary. Invisible Woman does very similar things to Shuri, just in a different way, a lot slower. And I've given Invisible Woman a 8 out of 10. To be honest with you, Shuri is very similar to Invisible Woman. She can be slotted into many teams, provides energy. I almost want to say she actually provides better value than Invisible Woman because of the fact that she actually can generate energy and she can support her team. The only part she actually does take a hit on is the fact that, you know, her being the core of her Wakandan team. It's unfortunate that her Wakandan team is not a great team in the game. It's not a great meta. I barely see people to run it. But with that being said, if she operates the same as Invisible Woman and very like adds immense value, I would have to give her a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. So is she worth investing? 100%. She provides value in campaign and raids. she could be slotted in as a potential arena character if you guys don't have the right characters, right? So definitely, she's one of those characters that she can just fit into a lot of different teams, especially with her being able to generate energy, and as well as her healing, right? So that's really big in the game. So there's my final rating, you guys. Definitely, she stands up there with the top legendaries, and that's why she's powered up as much as she is right now, as you can see, right? It's because I do value her. I do see what she brings to the different teams, especially if you guys don't have Minerva or Ebony Maw on your team. Definitely adds significant value. So there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed this video. With that being said, you know, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I'm probably not going to release any videos tomorrow just because I'll be spending it with the family. So thank you as always for all your guys' support. I do appreciate it, and you bet there's going to be a ton of new content coming out. But just wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.